Hi, my name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and motivational speaker. It's review day! Today, I'm doing the Vanna White. I'm talking about the Yeti 20-ounce tumbler. Doesn't matter what color, I'm going to talk about the lids and everything else, the goods and the bads about them. So, do these Yeti tumblers really live up to their hype? Let's find out. So, have you ever heard of Yeti tumblers and products and thermoses and all this stuff? If you haven't, they're definitely worth considering. I've used Stanley, I've used Yoshoroya, a Japanese brand that's really, really good. But right now I've been running with a Yeti here. Pretty sexy. Interesting name. Full disclosure, Yeti doesn't know me, I don't know them. I'd certainly love to speak for them as a motivational speaker to give you some ideas, but I'm going to tell you why I enjoy my Yeti, to give you an honest review, some of the things I don't like today. And if you could just take a moment, hit that subscribe button below, and that way you can get updates and the latest. And if you don't like it, just ignore the video, but you can learn about motivation, inspiration, travel, product reviews, just about anything you'd like to know, and that's how I run my channel. But today we're talking about the Yeti tumbler. So this is a 20-ounce tumbler. It's a pretty solid size mug. Now, it comes in multiple colors. I prefer just the plain stainless. I do not like the ceramic coat. The ceramic coating, or the whatever this is, epoxy coating on these, is very, very good. However, just in my travels and everything, I tend to ding things up. They get a little bit scratched up. So this is beautiful and sexy, but for me, I just don't like the actual texture. I prefer the stainless feel. Now, if you're in an extremely cold environment, like I lived in Jackson Hole for half a decade, it gets freaking cold there. Holding this stainless steel, even though it's insulated, is not that comfortable. So you actually hold this with that epoxy or whatever coating it is. It's nicer, but the key, the trick, come off there, is the handle. Now, these things are ridiculously expensive, like $29, $39, up to $50. They're insane. But do they work? Absolutely. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing a review. Now, would I? So, yes, this handle is another probably $10-ish, depending on where you get it. Buy it at your local store on Amazon. I'll have a link below to these items. But you got to get the holder simply because if you're in a cold environment, this is just so much nicer. See how it's like the perfect grip? So one of the things, there are two different types of lids on these things. And I'll tell you about the thermal abilities in a minute. But let me get the lids off here. They seal pretty tight. One is the regular lid, just a sippy cup style. And the other one is the maglock lid. Let's see if I can flip it up on that side. No, can't. There you go. So it flips up, open and closed. It's just a little magnetic catch. It works really, really well. I prefer it. This guy is just a standard sippy cup style. It's really good, but I prefer this. That allows me to seal up the drink just a little bit more. Now, I have had my tea in this mug and it seals pretty well. So when you put that thing on, it kind of gurgles. Let me show you how tight that is there. So watch here. So I'll close it and watch. Whew, good seal. So you can see the lid there snaps back and forth easy enough. I made my tea over an hour ago with not boiling hot water. I don't like it insanely hot. So here we go. Ooh, it's still plenty hot. Now, is it absolutely lip torching, tongue burning? No, but I poured my water in there. I let it sit for 15 minutes, pretty broiling hot. I took a sip. You would think after owning these things for a couple years, I would learn. I never learn. I'm just so used to things getting cold so quick that, it's been sitting there for 15, 20 minutes and you take a drink. Now, mind you, that's good. Because most of the times the mugs and thermoses, like, let me get at You know, this is a very little cute, sexy standard mug from England. You put your coffee or your tea in there, it doesn't take too long for it to get cold. You compare this to with the Yeti that I've just fallen in love with. The Yeti, industrial looking, this cup cute, but cold, hot. Now, people have also, you can also use these things for cold. You put ice in there, keep your drink cold. In a super hot car, I've read people that have been in Phoenix, they left ice in there, went into work, came back in the middle of summer, and there's still some ice in there, which just totally blows me away. I have used this in the dead of winter where it's minus 20 degrees, cruising around, put the hot drink in there. Yeah, love it. So one of the things that people say they don't like, and let me show you this, I'm going to have to pour out some of my tea, is that when you use this magnetic catch lid, it does not completely seal. Now, if you are one of those people that spill their drink or their cup or dump it all over the place, you put it on your briefcase or in your purse or whatever, do not expect this to completely seal. That is not the point. It just keeps it splash protected. See a little bit of fluid there, yeah? So I shook it and a little bit of fluid came up. So it's splash protect, but it is not sealed. And of course, the sippy cup style will just pour out. So let me show you. We'll bring the camera over here. Drop this guy down. All right, so I'm gonna do hands on, which means I'm gonna pour some of my tea out. And we'll zoom it in for you here. Okay, so if you tip your mug over, that's about how much dribble you're gonna get. It's not bad. Not bad. In fact, it kind of stopped, which is surprising. So there you go. Open it up and you can drink. So literally, as long as this guy is sealed down, he'll pour out a little bit, but then mysteriously it stops. I don't know if that's just a vacuum effect. It might be a vacuum effect. Actually, it could be a vacuum effect, huh? So there you go. All right, let me put the camera back up. So that vacuum effect may in fact save your bacon, but I've read negative reviews and people said, oh, it was terrible, it spilled on my drink. Yeah. Now, mind you, if you order this on Amazon, some other outlet, make sure it is the real deal. Apparently there have been reports of, what would we say, counterfeit items. So when you get the lid, if this does not say Yeti on it, I'm looking at the camera so I can see where I'm pointing. If this doesn't say Yeti on it, it is defective, it is a knockoff, send it back. Yeti is expensive. Generally their products, I have been completely happy with them. This lid takes quite a bit to push on. For the knockoffs and the fakes, apparently they have leaked here. The fuse, whatever the fusion or the joint or whatever it might be, is not that good. So there have been some Chinese knockoffs circulating on the internet. So make sure it's the real deal. The Yeti on this, it is emblazoned on there. It's not just painted. So it's put in there. This is pressed in. And it does a very good job. I have never had this bottom leak ever, no matter what. If you just want to use this without the lid, the mug size, now see how much seal, ooh. It seals really well. And you can see, can you see the steam there? Let's see. Yeah, still steaming well after an hour. Now I'm going to tilt this down just to give you an idea. The size of the mug based on my hand. And I'll drink it like normal. Now, one of the things that these mugs promote is they're big enough to where you don't get your nose on the mug, which is totally gross. I mean, imagine, like it's cold, you're snotty, and now you're going to put your nose on the edge of the mug. That's gross. Big consideration when you're in cold environments. So your mouth goes right here. Pretty good. Not too shabby. So all in all, I definitely like my Yeti mug. Every time I put on the lid, I forget that it actually does a pretty good vacuum seal. So you got to open this thing, push it down, and then catch it there. It sits quite well in every vehicle holder I've had. My truck, FJ, various cars, this actually works very well. Some of the bigger mugs do not fit, so this guy is thin enough where it actually fits pretty well. Excuse me, sometimes the handle might catch a little bit, but I prefer to have that handle. It's much more positive grip. This, because it is stainless steel, can be a little bit slippery, so that is a consideration, being able to get my hand off this when it's minus 20. Definite bonus. So overall, love the Yeti. Yes, they are absurdly expensive, but my experience thus far has been total winner. I'll do another review later, but I mean, this is their Rambler, whatever it is, sort of deal. This is a real Yeti. I used this on Mount Elbrus in Russia, just to give a testament to the temperature quality, and I had as boiling hot water as I could get in there. Tea, hiked up, I don't know how many hours it was, probably, let's see, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, probably 8, maybe 6 hours in the total cold dark, minus 20 degrees, hiking up a mountain at high altitude. I opened this up and my tea was still warm. That was great. The water in my Nalgene was starting to freeze, the tea was still warm, just to give you an idea of how good it is. But these things, I love them. If it died or got stolen, I don't know how this thing would die other than I run over it or smash it with a hammer. This I did buy at a store, but I've got a link below. If you buy it in the store, you definitely won't get a counterfeit, but check out the Amazon link, and Amazon has a very good return policy, so if there's an issue, just kick it back. I definitely love my Yeti, highly recommend it. Check my other review videos out, my motivation, inspiration, travel, and thought videos. Please subscribe to my channel below. My name is Aaron Linsdau. Please like and comment on the video. Please support my channel, through Venmo, PayPal, and Patreon. Thank you very much for watching.